Today is May 19th, 2020. My name is Charles Suter. I will be presenting a topic called relationships, in particular, dealing with screwed up people. My main message here is that screwed up people screw up relationships. You may ask, well, what is a screwed up person? Well, rather than going to a definition, I will just remind you that most people know when they see a screwed up person. Basically, there's abundance of negativity. Unfortunately, most screwed up people don't know that they're the problem or that they're screwed up. And not every relationship is destined to work out. But there are some things that you can do to temper relationships with people who seem to be screwed up. Let me present this matrix that I have here. There are 4 quadrants, 1, 2, 3, 4. The columns here represent you. You're either normal or you're screwed up. Fortunately, there's a good chance that you're normal because most people are. I've broken the odds of you being normal or screwed up by 80-20. There's a principle called the 80-20 principle, meaning that 20% of the people have or own 80% of the wealth, and other distributions of attributes follow along the same percentage split. The other person has an 80% chance of being normal and only a 20% chance of being screwed up. So when you pair all these combinations, then you get these 4 quadrants. If you're screwed up and the other person is screwed up, well, there's probably a 4% chance of this. This is basically an impossible relationship, and separation is the best resolution. If you're fortunate and you're normal and the other person is normal, a 64% chance of this, then this will be a good relationship. All you need to do is just enjoy it. However, if you're normal and the other person is screwed up, then this is going to require some tough love to deal with this tough relationship. Or if you're the person who's screwed up and the other person is normal, again, here's another tough relationship, but there's still hope. You may have to work on yourself a little bit to move from quadrant 3 to quadrant 4. But let's get into the propositions. If you are normal, that means you're in quadrant number 1, and the other person is screwed up. Keep your sanity. By all means, don't allow yourself to get hurt. By hurt, I mean mentally. Here's what you can do. Try to accept the other person as they are. Avoid fights. Work around their issues. Make the boundaries of what's acceptable as wide as possible. Whatever you do, don't get drawn into their drama. Stay positive. Avoid letting your ego get hooked into the games that these screwed up people often play. Just to add a couple of other bullets, the more pleasant and accepting you are, the more agreeable and accepting the other people will be in your relationships. Make other people want to be in a relationship with you because you make them feel good about themselves. Be willing to forgive early and often. Don't carry any grudges. However, this may or may not work. That leads to proposition number 2. There may be behaviors from the other person that you just cannot accept. Well, the only remedy here is to communicate, to negotiate. Discuss the relationship. You have to get the other person talking about the relationship so that you can negotiate both of your needs. Speak I statements. Non-defensive communication. Do not criticize, condemn, or complain. Focus on the behaviors that most bothers you, that the other person can control and change. Listening and speaking non-defensively is good relationship therapy. Just get the other person thinking and talking about their relationship, and oftentimes things will work out. Ultimately, one or both of you must work on changing some fundamental beliefs that you may have, because if you change a behavior without changing the belief, the belief will not long endure. So make your non-negotiables known, stand firm, but as I said before, try to make your boundaries of what's acceptable as wide as possible. Now, let's suppose the other person refuses to change, or they refuse to even negotiate. Then you have to begin the separation. Distance yourself as much as possible from the other person. Find independence if you're in a committed relationship, so that if the relationship terminates, you'll be able to go your own way without any regrets. Finally, proposition 3, if you're the screwed up person, then you need to work on your own issues and foibles. Seek professional counseling, therapy. Attempt to change for the better. Eliminate your own personal negativity. Actively negotiate with the other person which behaviors you need to change so that the relationship can improve. The ideal here is that most relationships are based on value for value. So if you or the other person cannot bring value to the relationship, it's time to start considering the separation. Final message here: when dealing with others, keep your focus on the relationship. Talk about the relationship. Keep the relationship to the forefront. And if you are working on the relationship, there's hope. That's all for now. Remember to stay positive. You'll be happier, healthier, and live longer.